Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Morgan, and today I'm going to be doing my August wrap-up. So to get started, I'm just gonna go, I guess, kind of in order of what I read this month. I finished Facing the Enemy by Paige Edwards, and this was a fun read. The start of a new series, and I'm looking forward to the rest of it. I think I gave this a 4-star, 4 or 5-star. I'd have to check. But it was pretty fun, and I liked how it ended. So I got that one finished. I don't know if you guys want to hear about all these. I feel like I kind of gave you. I've talked about this one a little bit. So I'm just gonna move on. And then I read Edward and Amelia by Karen Thornell. I loved this book. This was really good. I think I gave this 5 stars. I was really excited. I don't know if I mentioned this when I did my TBR for August, but this one, it took me a minute. I was on the first or second page and I realized this is not a standalone. I mean, it is a standalone, but there's another book. I should have grabbed it. I might grab it. Okay, sorry, I moved to my other bookshelf because I just wanted a different background. To Marry an Earl is the first of Karen Thornell's books, and introduced Edward. And so then I realized, I was like, hey, I know this guy already, and then I was really excited to read this book, and I liked it a lot. I thought it was really good, so I'm really excited to see where what she does next and where she goes with some of these characters, because I'm thinking that she's gonna write another book or two about some of the friends or side characters that she's mentioned in here. But this was just so Edward is supposedly, he's got a reputation for being, a rogue or a scoundrel. And he and Amelia get their meeting. They have an interesting meeting and get really caught up in some innocent scandal. I don't know. There's a scandal in their meeting which was not actually scandalous, but it appeared scandalous, and so they it's a forced marriage trope, and just kind of how they get to know each other and whether they can make a relationship work between them. And I really enjoyed this. There were some things that I got really angry at, but I just add that up to good writing because it was a character. If you read it, you'll understand who I was upset with, but I really enjoyed this. Would highly recommend picking this up if you enjoy just a fun romance. And then that was I read Dark Seas by Jerry Barrowman. This was a really good World War II novel. It was short. It's a thin little book, but you followed Meryl Kendrick, who is a captain. He's a captain on a destroyer. And then you follow Joe Hiroshi, and he was a Japanese American. And so there's kind of two different. I thought they were going to be on the same ship, and I won't give any spoilers, but they were both really great characters. This book got me tearing up a little bit, but if you like historical fiction, World War II historical fiction, this is a great read. There's not really any romance in here, but it still kept me interested, and I was wanting to find out what was happening with the characters, and there was some intrigue and some great friendships. So I really enjoyed this. I think I gave it a 5-star. I guess I should have checked what rankings I gave what books, but okay. And then I finished Where Dreams Meet. So this was a collection by Jennifer Moore, Renee Waite Mackley, Carolyn Tweed Frank, and Carla Kelly. And it was kind of cool as you went, because the time periods progressed. You know, you started in the 1780s and then went up to the early 1900s. I enjoyed this book. There were a couple of stories that I thought were better than some of the others. I think I don't know. 2 or 3 of the stories I really enjoyed, and there was one that I wasn't as blown away by. I think it was Southern Belle, Yankee Heart. It was a cute story. I think I just wished a few things would have been done differently. But I really liked Jennifer Moore's and Carla Kelly's, and Carolyn Frank's was pretty good. She's not normally one of my favorite authors. I haven't read too much by her though. But I did enjoy this book. I think I gave it a 4-star. Although maybe I would give it a 3-star. I don't know. It's pretty good. It's a fun read. So I would recommend this. Just not one of my all-time. I think if there was a book that had some collections and I loved all of them, I would probably give it 4 or 5-star. But this, I mean, I would pick this up. Like, this is something that I'm happy to have, and I did enjoy it for sure. I don't want to give spoilers. You guys, if you guys have some questions, you can ask me in the comments. But this was a fun read. I listened to it, and it was a fun listen to. I think I listened to it pretty fast. It was just a day or two. So I enjoyed that one. I read that one this month. And then I took a couple of these on vacation with me. A Tenuous Betrothal by Jen Geigel Johnson. So this is the 3rd book in her Royal Regency series that she's got going on. And I really enjoyed this one. This is following Prince Mark, who is one of the Wilhelm brothers that you follow in this series. He's the 3rd brother that we've had a book about. And I really enjoyed this one. You've got a good portion of this set in Wales, as well as England, and then a little bit in Oldenburg. So you kind of they travel about a little bit, so it was pretty fun. But I really love the brothers in this series. They're quite fun and entertaining, and seeing them in, a little bit more of the brothers, the more books you read, is exciting, and just makes me anxious for the rest of the series. So I will definitely be looking forward to this, and was excited to see that Amanda had this on. She had mentioned this. I think she said she got an ebook on NetGalley, I think. So I hope you enjoyed, Amanda. I loved it. It was really fun. I gave it a 5-star. Yeah, that was fun. Okay, and then, so I finished that on vacation, and then I started by Tracy Abrams, and I've had this for a while, The Dreams of Gold. I also really enjoyed this. It was fun to see what happened and what kind of competitions they made it to, and where the characters were going, because it left off at the end of a competition in the first book. So I was excited, and there's going to be one more book in this series. This is set, it's not modern. Tracy Abramson calls this is her historical. It's set in the 80s, which is the most historical that she's written. She always writes contemporary, and she doesn't like doing all the historical research, so I hear. But this was really fun. I love the Olympics, and ice skating is one of the sports that I love to watch. So this was definitely fun. You follow, I don't know if I mentioned this in my in my TBR. But this, you're following Amalia, Marcel, and Tyler, what's his last name? Tyler Linden. And they're trying to make it to the Olympics, on the Olympic team. And so they're competing in various events. And I think in this one, there's a little bit of intrigue and some accidents happening. But it was really fun to see, to see where their characters went, and I'm really intrigued to see where the next book went. It had an interesting turn. I wasn't expecting them to progress through certain events as fast as they did. I thought some things were going to be kept for the next book, and they weren't. They happened in this book. So then I was like, oh, I guess we're here. What's the third book gonna be about? And as you're getting to the end, the very end, I started to be like, oh, I see what's gonna happen. So I'm excited to see how things will progress, how some family issues and anyway, this is a good series. If you like the Olympics and ice skating, this is a fun book that I would recommend for you. Fun series. And then that was all I got to from my TBR this month. I have another, 8 or 9 books that I didn't get to, which is fine because I made a giant TBR for August. But that was all I got to. I read on vacation, so in the car, my sisters and I were listening to, my sisters wanted to reread Ranger's Apprentice. I have that digitally on Audible. And so we re-listened to this one, and we finished it. We read it the whole trip there. And so on the way back, we read book 2. We finished most of this. I think we read it, we finished the last of it, when we got home. But I read both of those, and now because we started, we really like this series, so we're continuing. So that'll be on my TBR for next month. I've mentioned this series a few times, but really love this series by John Flanagan. I think also because I read it when I was younger, it's nostalgic for me, and so it's something that my sister and I love to do. It's really enjoyable series if you like adventure, some danger, it's comedy. If you love these characters, the author, he has some wit. So that's for sure a fun series. There's 10 books in that first series, and then there's an 11th that kind of is a mixture of short stories that kind of happen in between and during certain events throughout the series. And then he decided to continue on the series, and so he continued it with some later characters. And then there was a branch off series, which I had been reading, and I had started this book and forgotten, didn't put it on my TBR, but so this is the Brother Band series, which is some characters related, I guess, that you meet in Ranger's Apprentice. And so Brother Band is this next series, and this is first time read for me. I've been reading, this is book 6 that I finished, and I'd started this series, I guess it was the end of last year, and so I read the first 5, December through July-ish, with some breaks in there for school. But I really enjoyed, again, I think anything by John Flanagan I would recommend. If you have kids, that are, some young boys, 10-ish, I guess, I would recommend these, but they're great for a family too, and definitely for adults. you know, it's a fun thing. I still love reading them. I've never grown out of them. My parents read them, you know, still enjoy them. So it's, you know, definitely something that the whole family can read. Yeah, so I finished this. Sometimes I forget how much I how much I love him, but he got me tearing up some in this one. I definitely like care about these characters a lot, and I, you know, worry about what's gonna happen. So they're just fun adventures. Sometimes, you know, one adventure, I guess, will span, you know, a book or two. This one was just a little adventure in and of itself. Because it's book 6 in the series, I don't want to tell you too much about it, but this is one that I finished. You follow kind of some Viking characters, but I don't want to spoil anything, so that's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, and that's my wrap up for August. I guess I don't really have too much. I'm gonna go film my September TBR and try to get that up. Today's the 1st, and I haven't got to that yet, so I will try to get this video up and have that one up in just the next day or two, or maybe I'll have maybe I'll flip-flop it and get my TBR for September up first. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this, you know, me rambling on. It's probably what my channel is going to be mostly. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.